Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to our online learning initiative Ekalaiva. Today we are going to discuss centripetal acceleration. When a body is in uniform circular motion, its speed remains constant, but its velocity changes continuously due to the change in its direction. Hence, we can say that motion is accelerated. So now let us consider a body or a particle moving on a circular path of radius r. So let us consider O be the center and r be the radius of the circular path. The particle is moving on a circular path of this radius r and O be the center, and which is moving with a uniform speed v. Now let us consider at time t, the particle is at this point P. So we are going to assume this will be the initial position of the particle, and we know this is also radius r. And when the time is t plus del t, the same particle will reach this point Q. So let it be Q. Let V1 and V2 be the velocities vectors at P and Q, and these two velocities are directed along the tangent at P and Q. So here at this point, the velocity will be along this point, okay, along this direction. So V1. And similarly at this point, this is the direction of the velocity. So let us take, this will be V1 vector and this will be V2 vector. Okay. So now in order to determine the change in velocity, we are going to consider an external point A. So let me consider the external point A, and we are going to draw AB. AB which is equal to and parallel to V1 vector. Okay. And similarly, so this will be AB which is equal and parallel to this V1. Similarly, we are going to draw AC, AC which is equal to and parallel to V2. Okay. So these two are the two velocities. And now we are going to draw the vector BC. Vector BC. Vector BC to close this triangle. Okay. So here we are going to see, that is, we are going to apply triangle law of vector addition. So when you apply triangle law of vector addition, applying triangle law of vector addition in triangle B A C AB plus BC is equal to AC, or else we can write BC is equal to AC minus AB, that is V2 vector minus V1 vector. So the change in velocity in time del t is given by BC vector, which is equal to del V. Now let us assume if the time del t is very small, then the chord PQ becomes equal to arc. So that is, this chord PQ becomes equal to arc. Then OPQ. Okay. So this is PQ. Okay. So now we assumed that del t is very small. The chord PQ becomes equal to arc. Okay. So now what do you have here? You have OPQ will be considered as a triangle. Okay. So the chord PQ is equal to the arc PQ. So OPQ will be considered as a triangle. So we can write that angle POQ. Okay. Angle POQ is equal to angle BAC. Angle BAC, which is equal to del theta. So this is angle del theta and this is also angle del theta. This is because the angle between the radii, that is PO and OQ, is same as the angle between the tangents at P and Q. This is very, very important. The angle between the radii PO and Q is same as the angle between the tangents, angle between the tangents at P and Q. Okay. So now we can write that OP is equal to OQ is equal to what? R. That is radius of the circle. So this is the radius of the circle. Okay. So velocity V1, V2 will be same, B. That is, we can say that AB is equal to AC is equal to B. And we know already that POQ is equal to angle BAC is equal to del theta. Okay. So, and see, this is also very, very important, children. This will be our displacement, that is del S. Okay. So, and we know that the two triangles, that is triangle POQ and triangle BAC are similar. So these two triangles are similar. So can we write it as PQ divided by OP is equal to BC divided by AB. Okay. So what is this PQ? PQ is nothing but del S. So this PQ, because P be the initial position and Q be the final position. Here we have assumed. So PQ is nothing but displacement. Okay, so del S divided by, what is OP? OP is radius of the circle. Similarly, what is BC? BC is nothing but, already we know that, change in velocity. Okay, del V divided by, what is AB? AB is nothing but velocity, that is V. So we got this relation, del S by R is equal to del V by V. So this is very, very important. So now we are going to continue in the next page, children. So we got this relation, right? So del S, I'll write it once again, del S by R is equal to del V by V. Okay, so can we write it as del V is equal to, bring this V here, so V by R into del S. So again we are going to dividing both sides by del T. What will you get? Del V by del T is equal to V by R del S by del T. Okay, so we have divided del V and del S by del T. And again we are going to take the limits. Okay, so taking the limit del T tends to 0 on both sides. On both sides. What will you get? Limit del T tends to 0, del V by del T is equal to V by R del limit del T tends to 0, del S by del T. Okay, so actually this one will become, that is dV by dt, limit del T tends to 0, del V by del T will become ds by dV by dt. Okay, similarly V by R, and this limit del T tends to 0, del S by del T, which will become V. Okay, so what is this dV by dt? dV by dt is nothing but rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity is nothing but acceleration A. Okay, and similarly del S by del T is nothing but rate of change of displacement, which is nothing but velocity. So already one V here. Okay, so what will you get? V into V will become V square divided by R. So what is the expression for centripetal acceleration? A is equal to V square by R. And already we know that the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity, that is V is equal to omega R. So you can also substitute the value here. You can substitute the expression for this linear velocity as omega r the whole square divided by r. So you will get omega square r square divided by r. This r and r get cancelled. So you will get omega square r. So we have two relations or two expressions for the centripetal acceleration. One is v square divided by r, and another one is a is equal to omega square r. Okay, so these are the two expressions for centripetal acceleration. So now let us define what is centripetal acceleration. Actually, a centripetal acceleration is a body when it undergoes uniform circular motion is acted upon by an acceleration which is directed along the radius and towards the center of the circular path. And this acceleration is called as centripetal acceleration. Centripetal means center seeking. Okay, centripetal means what? Center seeking. So this acceleration is known as centripetal acceleration. To receive our online lessons, please press the subscribe button and you will receive the latest updates. Thank you, students.